Do I look the part yet? Yeah, I bet you I do. Oh, I look that part. I'm just missing that cool ass jacket. What's up, guys? Pete Parsons here. And today we're going to be talking about how much I love money and I love cars. I said all that already. The reason why I'm not hearing anything else is because you, who I'm talking to, is no longer working at Bungie. So I'm not going to tell you about my love for cars. That's confidential information. Get out. I need you to get out of my office so I can pay for more. I don't know where I'm going with this. Anyways, guys, today I I'm gonna use you for cloud again. Although I don't think I'm gonna watch your video, maybe I will. I saw this interesting little post after lots of videos from different Destiny tubers about another round of layoffs. Oh, layoffs at Bungie, like for the 10 millionth time. Oh no. Yeah, this happened again. I'm actually a little bit surprised at this, considering that Final Shape actually did very, very well. I hate to say that because everybody knows how much of a loving hate boner I have for Destiny 2. But that's, like, I guess, aside from the point. So if y'all want to know some little information, in the past, around October, Mr. Parsons here laid off a bunch of his staff on October 30th of 2023. Today is a sad day at Bungie as we say goodbye. Oh, let me cry in dollar bills. I'm so sad that they're gone. You guys can use me as a reference. Oh. And everyone was like, motherfucker, you fired them. Why are you lamenting and making a soy boy post like this? Now, I have a very, very extremely hot take on the matter, and that was that while layoffs for Destiny were inherently pretty bad, and I know people try to blame on Sony, but they weren't, so it wasn't their fault. Part of me, as like a person who kind of had frustrations with the game, initially was like, well, you know what? Maybe some of the people that got laid off, except for like, Michael Salvatore and some of the big heads, maybe they should have gotten laid off if you consider the degrade in quality of the game over the past several years. Like, one specific dev was talking about how they were such a crucial aspect in helping design Root of Nightmares in their like sad post about getting laid off. And I was just like, why are you saying that as if Root of Nightmares was this amazing raid that did not just have, the most amount of day one clears and was a joke on day one? Like, why would you list it as an accomplishment for people to get sympathy for you on being laid off? In that regard, I was kind of like, okay, maybe someone like you probably shouldn't be working there if you're just eating up resources and time, or having terrible hot takes like saying that, we can't work on weekends, so we have to last minute change our day one days from Saturday to Friday. Or I don't remember what the whole thing was. I think I'm getting a little off topic here. But that was kind of my take then. But apparently, we're not done yet. We got to lay off a couple more. And so here is a little post that came here. It was, let me get some music in here. Was it old theme? Nah, not that. All right, perfect. So, anyways, I know I love putting background music. So I looked at this article that came out and it says, the new path for Bungie. A new path for a game that we just, basically made the conclusion for. I know, what a surprise. It just came as a shock to me that this was even posted. So this morning, I'm sharing with you all some of the most difficult challenges we've ever had to make in action. Due to rising costs of development and industry shifts, as well as enduring economic conditions, we need to make substantial changes to our cost structure. That means beginning today, 220 of our roles will be eliminated, representing 17% of our studio's workforce. Blah, 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 blah. This is hard news, blah, blah, blah. We're making 2 other changes, leveraging Sony's strength. They're probably gonna have Sony employees take over. That's what I think is going on here. Ship games in 3 franchises. Pete, lowercase. Good. So over 800 members will Destiny Marathon. So this has obviously caused some interesting backlash, as you know, everyone has just been, my whole team is gone. Support team was gutted. The player support team was doing nothing. I hate to be that guy, but like when it came to all like those weird false bans and with, you know, who was this, what was the guy's name on Saltus team? I forgot, Crux or Cruz or whatever. Like, bro, player support is basically non-existent, but it's still sad the team got gutted. DMG having his take, of course. But what's funny about all this is that, you know, I gotta look at Young's video here, where he talks about how Pete Parsons has spent $2.3 million on cars before laying off the devs. Fuck yes, this is like, I don't even know if this is Bobby Kotick levels of shamelessness, but honestly, who's surprised? To give the benefit of the doubt that the quality of the game is going down because of this guy, like, why is anybody inherently surprised that he has that much money to spend on cars while being able to lay off those amount of employees? But this is what kind of baffles me a little bit. Again, I'm not saying layoffs are good, and frankly, Pete Parsons should step down as a CEO because he's done nothing but a terrible job. But at the same time, if you're looking at it on like a neutral standpoint, hate boner aside, why are we surprised that this behavior even exists? I mean, think about it. Final Shape had some of the highest retention of player counts and was a blockbuster for sales when it came to the final saga of the Destiny series. Like, after this, unless they're planning on other expansions, what's left? He's cashing out and leaving, as far as I'm concerned. Actually, no, that's not a good way of saying it, but basically the point is, like, we're so against this behavior of Parsons doing this kind of stuff. We're so against, you know, all these bad things that have happened in Destiny 2. And yet, we kept supporting the game. Now I am part of the problem too, because I also obtained the deluxe edition of Final Shape, although it was gifted to me by a friend of mine. Shout out Mach47, you're a homie. And as a result, you know, where is it? You know, you got some good Metacritic scores. You just get overall it's pretty good. Now this is an interesting little player chart. I remember we were comparing Helldiver, Mr. Young. I gotta put you a little on the spotlight right now. We were comparing Helldivers 2 losing a shit ton of players. I'm actually surprised, or not surprised at all. We're less than 50k now on Destiny 2 on Steam. How much is Helldivers now, by the way? It's probably in the 20s, but still. This is probably pretty low too. Okay, 25k. Relatively consistent. The point I'm trying to make on this one, by this little jab on Young a little bit here, is that they're not too far off now. The game he was comparing as a golden goose for lure shooters in less than 2 months has lost a lot of its players. Hold on, I'm gonna do some calculating math real quick because I'm incapable of doing math sometimes, even though I Thanks. Shit. Guys, Bungie just lost 83% of its players. That's 7% away from... That's 7% away from 90. Maybe this is why as well. You know, there's not much going on with the game. I'm not sure. Anyways, I'm not here to talk about the gray area and, you know, me liking Destiny 2 or not. The point is that Pete Parsons is a shameless individual who honestly should step down. These are truly talented. This is an older post. My cardiovascular system goes out to... I wonder if there's anything new here. Yeah, well, like I said, so it just seems like Bungie just keeps making terrible decisions left and right and left and right. And honestly, it's not pleasant. Now that I've kind of been out my thoughts, we're gonna watch this.
Bungie team on the difficult decision to eliminate 220 roles at Bungie. You can read the full statement.
Yeah, which we did already.
Rightfully so, is being shifted to his Pete
so,
Parsons,
yep.
and all the blame, rightfully so, is being shifted to his lackluster, abysmal, disgraceful leadership. And we already have...
Yep. As I mentioned before, leadership that we continue to financially support. Even Blizzard has a bit more integrity on their staff laying, like, you know, on their management staff stepping down than this guy does. Oh, and just kind of for the meme, can we take a moment to laugh at the fact that he's a self-claimed Arcstrider main? Be brave, be kind, F racism. Well, we know about how much you care about racism, Mr. Parsons.
Former employees
Gonna screw this.
Liana Rupert here calling
Yeah.
for him to step down.
Now, I've also covered this a little bit earlier, although Liana Rupert, I have some subjective opinions about how I think she did, but that's just from the perspective of a player.
And this is for saying it's time. Yeah, a blog post.
Yeah, I want to see where he talks about the changes. Or if he does. I haven't really watched his video, guys. I'm just kind of using him as a reference.
Expenditures that people have discovered him make personally.
Oh, I want to see the resource in this.
Laying off of Bungie employees that much more disgusting. People discovered that over the time period following Sony acquisition,
I wonder how they
Bungie
knew.
CEO Pete Parsons spent over $2.3 million.
Why are we showing this now? Sony already... I mean, okay, so this is bad, don't get me wrong. But this happened a long time ago. So why are we using this? Oh, wait a minute. This was uncovered the same day. Okay, so I guess... Okay, I see.
Buying classic cars. This
Yeah.
was uncovered the same day he made a statement saying they laid off 200.
It was covered, but it wasn't recent.
Financial challenges. If there is anything that highlights the disparity between executive pay, especially the captain who is failing the ship, who is leading the ship astray.
But the problem is he's not really failing the ship. I hate to admit that because we keep repairing the ship for him. We, the players, keep repairing this disgusting ship. It's gonna keep rotting and it's gonna keep smelling, but I bet you all he needs to do is release some more Cade 6 cosmetics, and I'm sure every individual who's got like 5 wives and all that, or almost everyone who just shits on the game, is gonna buy it. They're gonna buy that some more Cade 6 cosmetics. I promise you. I understand how this player base works, and it shames me to say that, but it's true.
Into an iceberg versus the developers who are doing successful work. It's this.
Yeah, I give him that.
Right here. This guy buys classic cars like one would buy magic cards for a commander deck. So this is something that has been covered by numerous outlets, but the one who uncovered...
So the only thing I want to say is that this okay, so him buying the cars is pretty bad. Let's just say that. However, this also happened when Sony took acquisition, which I'm pretty sure was before Lightfall. So again, like I know it's not good, but I don't understand how him buying those. If he bought those cars like recently, like in the past month, I would say okay, that's pretty fucking shameless, or it's pretty bad. Like he did that and so on and so forth. But if he did it, let's see, when did Sony acquire Bungie? In 2022. So we're lamenting about this man buying cars 2 years ago. And that was after a $3.7 billion deal. Now, I know that $2.4 billion is a lot, but are we really surprised that out of a $3.7 billion deal, that he managed to get $2.4 million out of it to buy classic cars? I'm honestly not that surprised at all. Again, like this is really bad that it happened in the developer space, but I still don't think that this has any like real service to land on, especially because it happened so long ago. But we'll continue on this real quick.
This was Twitter user Tailored here, who's actually someone who works on Valorant, and it is stated right here, Bungie lays off 17% of its AT, and you can see right here all of the...
Interesting. He actually has like records on this cars? That's kind of cool.
Like,
continue
fuck
this.
you money. And by the way, this is something that the CEO would flaunt at times in front of employees. So Liana Rupert here.
Of course he would. Why are we like surprised that he would even do this? What CEO doesn't like flaunt their cars, bro? The owner of my restaurant recently bought a Ferrari and sent a text about it to like almost every single manager that I know of. So why are we even surprised about this?
This is a tweet published on July 31st, 2024 after the layoffs was Bungie. Parsi much about Pete Parsons that we don't know about, that she's been trying to uncover and dig through.
And she'll uncover in short time.
Not stop digging. People that is pretty much...
I want to see where else in this video it goes through.
That
yeah, so eventually, basically, long story short, like, we know that this is like an issue that Parsons has. Obviously, a lot of people have like spoken bad about it. But again, like leadership does need to be changed, but unfortunately, it's not going to. Pete Parsons is a joke. I 100% agree. You know who aren't jokes? Jonathan Rogers and Chris Wilson. Go support them in their games instead. But again, unfortunately, like as terrible as this is, long story short, nothing will change in the management space of Bungie so long as people are supporting the product. And I'm pretty sure that everybody will forget about this if they decide to bring another expansion. Pete, do not take notes. Make the worst DLC you can possible so that we can shit on it and not support it. This is the Riot signing out. I'm sorry, Pete Parsons signing out with my don't y'all love how I look just like him? All right, I'll see y'all. Take care.